The Indianapolis Colts had agreed to trade him. He wanted to be traded, requested it a few weeks ago. The Colts initially said no. And then about a little more than a week ago, they finally relented, in theory at least, and said they would trade him. But they were asking for a first-round pick, Rob, or the equivalent, a bunch of, second, third, fourth-round pick, whatever. And nothing happened. The reports are that 2 teams were made offers, 6 teams called, 2 teams made offers. We only know of one, and that's the Miami Dolphins, who he would have definitely been productive for them and a great boon for them. But for whatever reason, on the surface, it seems like they weren't offering enough from the Colts, or maybe they were hesitant to make that type of offer and give him the contract extension that he wanted as well. And so the bottom line is Jonathan Taylor remains with the Indianapolis Colts. He is on the PUP list, physically unable to perform, won't be there for at least the first 4 games. And Rob Parker, this is the situation. So I want to hear your thoughts first, because what I'm intrigued about is, should he play this season? Or, if the Colts are like, look, we can sit you out if you want. That's what I want to talk about. But you want them to just let him go, or
right? They don't need him. They said that they don't need him. They could put anybody in there. What are you holding on to him for?
That?
That's what the owner said. It doesn't matter. The
when
league.
Did he say that?
You don't remember? He said It doesn't matter. The league continues to go on, whether he plays, whether I'm around. It doesn't matter. The league will go on.
Is that not true?
But that means that you don't need him. You can put anybody in that position.
Don't mean you don't need him.
That's what he's saying. That he's irrelevant.
Mean that. No, he
That's
doesn't.
what he said. That's what he
not
said.
What he said.
That's how I interpreted it, Chris Broussard. That's how I interpreted. You can't tell me how I interpret something. This is where me and you disagree.
He didn't say it.
You can't tell me what I interpreted.
You're putting words.
No, I'm not.
Mouth.
That's what
Why
an interpretation. That's what, Chris. Do you know what an interpretation is?
Yeah.
That's when you hear something and you determine what you just heard. You're going to sit here and tell me what I heard? I know what I heard. He said he don't need him, that he can put any running back in and it won't matter. If that's the case, release him.
Say that.
That's what he said. You could disagree because you got a different argument. I'm not being ridiculous. You don't know what interpretation. Can you look at the dictionary and figure out what interpretation means?
You just told me.
What does it mean to you?
No, it means to me I try to interpret correctly.
No, that's not what interpretation means.
I don't just put my own emotions onto it. He didn't say that.
That's not what interpretation means.
Because if he said it, he just cut him.
He should cut him, but they won't cut him because he's a talent. That's why they won't cut him.
Yes, he is. What now? I don't like the way Jim Irsay runs his team, but what he said was factually correct.
If that's the case, nobody matters. It's not the case, Chris. Stop it.
We see great players leave the league for one reason or another all the time, and the league goes on.
But, Chris, if that was the case,
let me finish.
Go ahead, finish, because it makes no sense, your argument.
Let me finish. We see owners leave the league all the time. And what happens? The league goes on. He did not say Jonathan Taylor's not a good running back. He did not say anybody can replace him. He said, the statement was, whether you like it or not, what he said was true. The league's going to go on. And that's all he said. He didn't say we don't need him. And if he said that, why did he ask for a first-round pick? Or why didn't he just trade him to get rid of him? So you're getting emotional about it and projecting your own thoughts onto what he said.
No, I'm not.
You don't like what he said.
Do not tell me what I'm saying or what I'm thinking.
What I want, and I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you're not going to tell me what I'm thinking, Chris.
I'm telling you right now.
You can tell me what you think, but you're not going to tell me what's in my head. You're not going to tell me what I'm thinking. You must be crazy. You and Irsay, those are simpleton terms. That's a simpleton.
What does that mean?
You know what that means?
Terms.
Oh, Anybody, well, we can get rid of anybody. It doesn't matter. We can get rid of Patrick Mahomes and get another quarterback. The Chiefs will still go on. We can get rid of anybody. Everybody's replaceable. That's a simpleton. That's a simpleton way to look at something. That's not. Forget Patrick. I just gave you one example.
No, you should have picked the better
I could get anybody.
Anybody
in the league will continue. The Chiefs will continue with or without Patrick Mahomes.
The Chiefs are winning.
Okay?
No,
that's not the point. It's a simpleton point of view by Irsay that the league's going to go on. If he's no good, release him. He won't cut him. If he's no good and it doesn't matter. No, he doesn't matter. No, put anybody in that running back.
He
didn't say he could
put anybody in there. He just said, I'm not ready to give you a
$40
million contract extension.
Don't follow that guy. Is that who you're following, Irsay?
No, I'm not
You're
following
backing
him. I'm just
Irsay
telling him.
and saying he's as simpleton as it gets. Oh, it don't matter who's playing. The league will go on. You're right. The league will go on. But that doesn't mean people don't have value. And that's what he did. He disrespected Jonathan Taylor like he doesn't mean anything. Who wants a boss like that? Chris, if Scott Shapiro called you right now and said, we don't care if you come on, Chris, Fox Sports Radio will be on whether you're on the show or not. Don't tell me you'll be like, yeah, what Scott said is true. That makes sense. That doesn't matter if I'm on. You wouldn't feel good about it. You have talent. That's why you're on the radio. You have talent.
If I sat down with Scott Shapiro and I said I wanted more money than he was willing to pay me, and apparently more money than anybody else was willing to pay me, and the statement wasn't, I didn't like the statement. I said that when he made it. But he wasn't saying we don't need him. The way he said it was crass. What he said was crass. But factually, it was true. Andy Reid, a week ago, Chris Jones is sitting out. Chris Jones is an all-pro. Chris Jones helped them win the Super Bowl last year. And when Andy Reid was asked, are you worried? You concerned about Chris not being here? Andy Reid said, hey, we're just, name of the game is you move on. I mean, that was true, but it didn't mean he don't want Chris Jones. That's all I'm saying. Obviously, they want Jonathan Taylor to some extent. He's not willing. We can disagree with it, but he is not willing to give him the long-term contract extension he wants. That's all he's saying. Now, we can disagree, but I don't think he was saying you ain't worth nothing.
That's your opinion.
I don't want you.
I totally disagree.
No, you don't. You just you putting your emotions on it.
I totally disagree with you.
And that's fine. You can put on what you want.
No,
you can say you don't like what he said.
My emotions are what makes me who I am. Okay,
that's right.
You do you.
But
Chris
everything
Broussard,
ain't emotional.
and I
Something
do me.
Is logical.
Don't tell me how to act or what I want to say.
I'm just telling you
I
my
can be
interpretation
emotional.
of
That's
what
who
you
I
said.
am. That's who
my
I am.
interpretation
That's how
of what you
37
said.
years has made it in this business because
Rob,
I'm
I
me.
mean, really?
Yes. I'm me.
Well, what's
You can't tell
37
me what
years
to
in this
think
business
and
got
tell
to
me
do with
what to
anything?
do. You can't
What's
tell me.
37 years
I don't
in
care
this
what you
business got
think.
to do with anything?
Chris, I don't care how you
That's
interpret
fine.
it. I
Well,
interpret
then
it
don't
a
get
different
so
way.
emotional about
and
it.
don't tell me because
I'm
you
not
can't
yelling
tell me.
about what you said
You
to
can't
me.
tell
You
me
the one-
what I interpret.
You the one
You
yelling
can't tell
and
me.
interrupting
You
and
want to
going
give
in
me
the crazy
math?
voice?
2 and 2 is 4. I'll agree with that. You don't tell me how I interpreted something.
You can say what you want, and I can say what I want.
You can, but you can't tell me what I'm thinking.
Well, I just did.